Well, greetings, gamers. Camera off. Perfect. Greetings, gamers. This is Dr. Ayleen, the Gaming Doc, and this is your place and your space to laugh, to chat, to chill, to hang out, to take a moment, to take a break, to take a breath, and say it's Wednesday. Not just any Wednesday, it's We've Got This Wednesday. Oh, my dear ones, we have this, and whatever that this is in your life, it doesn't matter, because you've got this. You've got the tools, the talents, the capability, the intelligence, the tenacity, the humor, all of the things you need to overcome anything you're facing. And the best thing you have is community, us, because while you've got this, we've got you, so together we've got this. And let's take a look. Our very first person in the chat, Iron Eagle, hashtag Doxagoomer, my Eagle of Iron, our gold medalist, and Fansa is Fansa. Yes, hat. Right out of the gate with a hat. Okay. All right, we are going to, let's see, what hat are we gonna do? Where did all my hats go? I'm gonna do my kitty ears. I mean, technically, technically it's not quite a hat, but I think these are cute. All right, and Fancy, who is one of my Nameless Family fam, who is my commander-in-chief on my Nameless Family team, who is also someone who is our amazing individual, who gives us all the wonderful news on our wonderful Tommy and how Tommy is doing, our Tommy kitty, as well as all things that hatch from eggs you talk to Fancy about. What are you doing? Well, I'm sitting here talking to y'all. Richard Munson! Hey to you too. And we've got our gold medalists. We're just like at the Olympics, the first ones to make it across the line. While everyone is appreciated, everyone is a champion, we have our medalists. So Iron Eagle coming in for the gold, Fansa coming in for the silver, and the bronze award goes to Richard Munson. Champions, just like at the Olympics, take your places on your risers, wrap yourselves in your national flags as we play your national anthems. Oh, the doc's in a feisty mood today. Hope you had a sweet Halloween. I have no candy. It just feels so odd, like the day after Halloween, to not have any candy in the house. It's kind of making me crazy. My medicine is making me so sleepy. I might not stay awake long. Well, you know what? That just means that you could use some rest. I heard banging. That's all. Tom is causing chaos. Really? He got a ton of new toys. Store went out of business. Can't avoid the 90% off cat toys. 90% off cat toys. I mean, I would go and I would spend for cat toys for my Luna. Basically, all she wanted to do was play in the grocery bag. So she had a thing for like bags and boxes. So whatever I spent money on, she was like, yeah, whatever. Bag! I finally figured out my stream schedule. Also, Iron Eagle has an update. Update from the Eagle of Iron and the streaming schedule from our wonderful Richard Manson. What is up? What is happening? What is the thing? Chickens haven't laid many eggs the whole season, but they've all decided to start consistently laying. Really? So what, as the season's coming to an end, they suddenly decide that it's time to kick in? Oh, good Lord. Okay, that's a thing. My egg box is overflowing. So many eggs. And see, couldn't they do this like near Easter? But there's no such thing as too many eggs. I mean, you can do anything with eggs. My favorite thing to do with eggs, well, other than the absolutely pure fried eggs with bacon, with more bacon. Did I mention bacon? Anyway. Oh my God, an egg sandwich. But my other favorite way is to take an egg and, put it in with cooking some ramen noodle and, yes, the poor college student's food. You get some ramen noodle and you put a couple of eggs in that and you let them cook till the whites are all cooked but the yolk is still there. Oh my gosh, to me, there's almost nothing better than egg yolk. Like if I have a sandwich, I prefer the egg fried to scrambled because then you get that ooey gooey yolk and the full flavor of it. Okay, that's my thing. Anyway, eggs are wonderful. And it's better than having too much zucchini because your neighbors don't like it when you give them zucchini. Your neighbors would like it if you gave them eggs. Shade for 20, Doc. Hi. Still streaming on Kick from Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m. Good for you. And, as always, we are streaming simultaneously on Kick and on Twitch. If you'd like to know more about that, check out restream.io. It's a wonderful thing, and it's actually fairly easy to set up. Jay helped me. I love eggs, egg foam cookies. It's just egg whites and sugar. Really? Whisk the the crap out of it. And you bake it? Egg foam cookies. Ew, I hate the yolks. You hate the yolks? So crumbly and stinky. My chicken yolks are pretty much orange because the amount of bugs they forage. Yeah. And I mean, I love the cooked egg yolk. And there is almost nothing so cool as fresh eggs. When you get those literally farm fresh eggs. It's a thing. I do not cook much, but there are certain things that are like, oh, that's always on my list. Let's see. Had my first therapy appointment. Can't beat the still warm egg. Oh, and much love to the chickens. It's like, you know what, that's gotta hurt. That is, no wonder they make those noises when they lay them. Had my first therapy session yesterday. It went surprisingly well. She actually thinks I'd benefit from anti-anxiety and anti-depression meds, okay? We talked so much about everything that happened recently. That is so cool. And, and sometimes better living through chemistry to get us kind of leveled off so we can be able to work on stuff. So I think that is wonderful. It sounds like you've really got a great therapist, and I'm so happy for you. Are you able to cook at your current place, Doc? Are you kidding? I mean, there is like a literal full kitchen. And I actually cooked something today. I was kind of proud of myself. It's like, how every once in a while, like, you'll get like little things that come up on your phone, advertising stuff. Well, the little thing came up with a recipe for tuna pasta. And it's like I actually went out of my way and cooked. And I made it. It's okay, but as soon as I tasted it, it's like, this needs some roasted jalapenos. This needs a little bit of spice to it. This needs a little something to make your nose run. So yes, I'm probably gonna go get some jalapenos, and then I can roast them, and then we can have that good. Yes. Let's see. The other. It actually felt really good talking to her. Shade, I am so proud of you. And the thing is, the fact that you were the one who created the environment by being authentic, by being real, by, really digging deep within yourself. And I am so glad she gave you a safe place to do that. So, yes, so proud of you, dear. The other chicks are very smart with their eggs at this point. They're laying them on the upper shelves where Hedwig can't get them. Hedwig loves eggs. Will lay one, turn around, and eat it. Isn't that kind of like chicken cannibalism? That Hedwig, Hedwig, you got problems. So on Friday, I had 2 nosebleeds. No, for no reason at all. Then on Saturday, my fiance said she had a constant headache. So I asked my father figure to get me up to see her, and it turns out her flu jab is giving her trouble. I.e. headache, back pain, nausea. Before I left to help you helped her do her shopping, but she did cry a little bit as well. Yeah. I mean, when you're not feeling good, and if you react badly to things like vaccines or things like that, that's all is not well in the kingdom. And I hope she feels better soon. I mean, eventually the body will sort of allow, it'll integrate it, but it just takes a little bit of time. And so I'm so sorry she wasn't feeling well. And also, my trip to Boston is coming closer this Friday. I gotta start packing. Fable Gaming. Hi. Let's see. Hope stream is going well. Why, yes, it is, and even a little better now that you're here. I've posted a special pic in the Show and Tell Discord chat. Not actually me in the photo. We will look. Add. Ugh. I also had an interesting morning. Do tell. I mean, yeah, but chickens are cannibals. Had Hedwig on my lap last year, and Mum made dinner, and it was nice enough to bring some to me, and I didn't pay attention, and Hedwig stole a piece of chicken from my plate. Well, maybe you shouldn't call him Hedwig, or her Hedwig. Maybe you should say, maybe the name should be changed to Hannibal. That Saturday, I was on a mission as soon as I got out the front door. See, when you're on a mission, that's a wonderful thing. Okay, let us go to the show and tell. Okay, so you're saying this isn't you. I mean, it actually looks a little bit like you, but I can tell. But the possible haircut I'm getting, super excited for. Never felt comfortable having long hair. Never felt like me. Currently, my hair is past my shoulders. That's going to change soon enough. Okay, y'all. Our wonderful, wonderful Fable is looking at, you know what? I think this is a cool style. And honestly, I think you would look really cute with short hair. I mean, just sort of kind of a wispy, it's still a very gentle style. It's not like a blunt cut, but I think this would be a really nice cut on you. And the best part about a cut like this is that as it grows out, it'll kind of still keep that wispy thing. So as when you trim it back up, it should hold that style really, really well. Oh, I think this is a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. I think that's a wonderful look for you. Hedwig, not Hedwig. Hedwig. I'm old. It's like Hedwig and the Angry Itch. It's like it was a movie. Very interesting. Let's see. Hedwig. My stomach doesn't do well with the fried or scrambled eggs. Guess what's the only item being served this morning was? No. Yeah, threw up twice before class. Oh, that so sucks. when the school cafeteria is the only thing that they're supplying is something that doesn't agree with you. Oh, yep, keep a few granola bars in your bag. Bearing in that's the short version. Wow. You mean there's more? Downside with the haircut, you get the peacock effect when you're wearing headphones. I'm dealing with that right now. The peacock effect when wearing headphones. I had not thought of that. That, I mean, depending on the type of headphones, either that or if you go for earbuds. Earbuds will you should be able to do pretty well with earbuds. And put on the bunny ears 7 minutes ago. Shade, I am very sorry. See, sometimes I don't notice. I get into my things. So, okay. We have the bunny ears with the kitty ears. There we go. Wait a minute. Line up, guys. Line up, line up, line up. Okay, bunny ear cam. Ear. Behave. Perfect. Okay. Also, I was winding up my friend, and I don't think whining or winding, as in you were playing a joke on your friend, and when it didn't go down well. Yeah, that's kind of it's kind of a risky thing, because even if you know someone, you never know what kind of day they're having, and they could be being very quiet, and maybe it's a day. I refer to it as a day when the tea bag tears. I mean, have you ever, you're making yourself some tea and you're picturing the wonderful tea, and then all of a sudden the bag comes loose and the tea goes everywhere, which is what happened to me. Look at that. Look at that. There's my tea. My tea bag tore. And so now I've got, algae floating in it. I'm still kind of dealing with that, even with long hair. Planning on getting wireless earbuds. Yes. I posted something in Show and Tell of me using an AI art program. Yes. I said no SRP teasing to it. Oh. Yeah. I mean, and also, when people get into, I tried an AI program to make a rough sketch of a character I'm working on, and it made this. I named it Thorn Scale. Okay, so this is an AI thing that Richard Manson is working on. Original human mutant crocodile, male nautic crocodile, male DNA, and with something back porcupine throw at someone. Okay, that is some interesting. I don't know if we're going into another language here, but it looks like a tremendously cool character. That is really cool, very spiky. It looks like something that will show up in the next Spider-Man movie. Oh goodness. Again, when you create something, whatever you create, it could be drawing a stick man on a napkin in a restaurant, and you have changed the fabric of reality in the universe because of the fact that whatever it is that you created, be it a picture, be it a poem, be it a song, be it a muffin, be it eggs, whatever, that thing did not exist in the universe until you thought about it. And once you thought about it and brought it into the universe, you changed the fabric of reality in the universe. Go you! I was gonna name it Croc, but last I checked, it was already taken. Yeah, that's right, because in Spider-Man, it was what is it, Killer Croc? I think? Is that, I'm trying to remember. Is it Killer Croc? Somebody check that. The name of the crocodile guy who used to be a scientist. Oh, Batman! Thank you for clearing that up. I knew it was one of those superhero people had somebody. And Killer Croc, that's right. And the thing is that, supposedly he's not technically evil, but he got kind of messed up in his head because of what happened to him. How many just think about this. Okay, just think about this. How many of like the supervillains actually started off as a villain? And when you think about it, almost none of them did. I mean, you think about all of the folks who ended up being supervillains. I mean, how many of them were honestly evil the whole time? I mean, they all have some sort of piece in their backstory where they weren't evil. And something happened. Something significant. Which is, I mean, I suppose when you think about that, aren't we all just one weird scientific occurrence away from being supervillains? Joker? Yeah, but was Joker actually always evil? I think that there was like something that happened to Joker. I mean, even before he fell into the thing, he was a criminal. But, I was also going to ask something, but I'm not too sure how to ask. Well, you can either put it in Discord if you want to, message me with it. Or you can, just kind of explain it in whatever way is comfortable to you in the chat or wherever you would like to place it. If you message it to me, then I can look at it and then address it and answer it without giving specifics. So, my dear Iron Eagle, it's all up to you. Yeah, somebody correct me, but I thought that the Joker started off, he was a criminal, but he wasn't like a full-on psychopath until he took the chemical bath. I'm trying to think. It's like, because, Poison Ivy didn't start off evil. Killer Croc didn't start off evil. The Dr. Octopus did not start off evil. Who else? Galactus. Even Galactus did not start off evil. Who else are some of the Marvel? Dark Phoenix didn't start off evil. Who else? Who else were some of the... Harley Quinn didn't start off evil. Joker started in an insane asylum with Harley when she was a psychiatrist. Well, Joker... that was after he took the chemical bath and was like, there was a he was, before he fell, and I think it was Batman that knocked him into the chemicals. I'm trying to think if it was in fact, because I thought I remember seeing in one of the graphic novels that it turned out it was actually Batman who was the one that knocked him into it. So it was there was always that connection between him and Batman that he blamed, he said it's like, hey, I am who I am and what I am because of you. Yeah, and Harley Quinn, she wasn't. Let's see. I think, Fire Nutter. Hey, Fire Nutter, how are you, my dear? Thornscale is basically a human mutant with a crocodile and porcupine DNA. Oh, that sounds like something that would be in one of the, futuristic, post-apocalyptic, dystopian futures where people are merging things with other things just for the fun of it. There have been quite a few movies about that. Playing with the DNA, with the dinner. You got the dinner on. Anyway... DM'd it. Okay. Hold on. Let's take a look at it. Okay. Alrighty. So, my dear, there are a lot of things that can affect female hormones. Now, the normal cycle that a woman goes through is normally 28 days. And there's a lot of things that could cause a shift in the normal cycle. 1 is stress. 2 is a lack of sleep. 3 is sometimes if our body is fighting something, if there's some sort of an infection process going on that the body is fighting, it can affect the hormones. When people who exercise a lot, sometimes, but it takes a lot of exercise, that can alter that. And sometimes it just kind of unseasonably happens depending on like if she has, and there are certain conditions like possibly a cyst, possibly, there's a lot of things that could be coming up into that. And in some cases, it just happens. And what I would suggest would be for her to go and get that checked out, because it may just be that there's something shifted in her hormonal levels that can have a lot of different causes. And sometimes the hormones just go a little wonky. So I would suggest that she go and get that checked out. They can do an ultrasound just to make sure everything is okie dokie. Or if maybe there is like a little tiny cyst that's happening, that can be worked on. But, it is, it can be worrying, and the vast majority of the reasons that would happen are the fact that it's just something very benign, something very, either very easy to deal with, or, it could be something that, like if it's a cyst, then that can be dealt with pretty quickly. In most cases, I had one that had to require surgery, but, and usually it's just a matter of going in and, there's medications that they can give them that kind of dissolve it. So I would say she had her COVID jab as well. Yeah. I haven't heard of COVID affecting that in women, or the vaccine affecting them in women. But yeah, and there's a lot of things. And like I said, the number one thing that can throw off a cycle, that is like not specifically physical, is stress. Which, technically stress does have a very strong physical piece to it. But stress can definitely throw off a cycle. And stress can come from any significant change. Even if it's a happy change, it can cause a stress. So going in, having it checked, and making sure everything's okie dokie, which I hope everything's okie dokie. But, there's, throughout my whole life, yeah, there's a lot that can throw that off. And she hasn't been getting much sleep because of her back as well. Yeah. So, I would say that it would probably be a really, really good idea to just go in and, have a test done. And they can check it out, make sure, they can maybe do some blood work, see if her system is fighting an infection of some kind. The back pain. Now, if the back pain is related, or possibly related to, maybe she's got a kidney stone, then the stress of that can actually throw off the cycle as well. So yeah, there's a few things. The vast majority are very, very, low impact. It's not a great big thing. Could it be within the realm of possibility? Yeah, and that's why you would go get it checked, but the odds are completely against it being anything serious. But, have her get it checked out just in case. And especially if it's coordinating with back pain, because you definitely want to make sure that it's not the idea of like a kidney stone or something like that kind of mucking with things. But yeah, I hope she gets better, because, that while I haven't had to deal with that in a really long time, it happens. It happens. But, that's okay. And she's going to be all right. Tat happened yesterday. Or that happened yesterday. Again, this is what happens when your tea bag breaks in your tea. If it is one of those your tea bag broke in your tea kind of days, oh well, you just got to deal with it. But yeah, being able to have it checked out, I'm tired. Very little sleep. Oh, make sure you get some sleep, sweetie. If you're going to be there for someone else, you gotta make sure that you keep your tank full. Gotta go prepare for my stream and pack for Boston. Yes, enjoy. Have fun. Going and visiting places is always fun. It's very cool. And, and good for you, keeping up with the streaming, getting a schedule. Those are the types of things that, and while yes, there's always little alterations, sometimes I have to alter mine, but I usually try to stick to the schedule as much as I possibly can. So, because that also allows people to kind of get used to, it starts to create muscle memory for, oh, it's this time, it's time for me to go and, see somebody. But, yes, it is, I mean, today was like one of those, like almost textbook, beautiful, New York, Staten Island fall days. It was brisk. It was very, very brisk. It was kind of on the chilly side. But the sun was out and the trees were turning colors and it was just really cool. I'm very happy here. I'm very happy in this place and, moving forward and getting things settled in my life and working and, all that stuff. It really is awesome to just take a moment and go, wow, 2023 changed my entire life. I will end the year in a totally different place, doing a totally different thing from when I began it. And the biggest difference is I began this year not knowing if I was going to be able to do this. I began this year wondering if this really was the right thing, if it was going to be okay. And yeah, it is going to be okay. And I'm excited about starting a whole new chapter in my life. And yeah, there was a lot of stress to it, a lot of, I don't know, is it going to be okay? Please let me know it's going to be okay. Yeah, it is going to be okay. And then it'll get weird again, and something will come up, and I will be like, what am I going to do? And then I will remember that every time I have ever asked myself, what am I going to do? I don't know. I don't know what to do about this. I'm scared. Every time I went through that, I made it through. Which goes back to our, statement that you've overcome 100% of everything you've ever faced. And it may not have been pretty, and it may not have been the solution you wanted, but if you are here in this life, you overcame it. And if you can overcome 100% of everything that you've gone through, there's nothing ahead of you that is stronger than you or more powerful than you. It just feels like it. So you can do this. You can do this. You got this. And we've got you, because that's an important thing to remember. And this was something that we, talk about every once in a while. And yes, boomer rant. At some point we will get a boomer clock. I think we'll have it like up in the corner, that when I start a boomer rant, I'm going to hit the button and then we see how long my rant is. Y'all can time me until then. Anyway, the idea that community matters. Community is important. We are pack animals. We are not meant to be by ourselves. I mean, there's a lot of people who love their solitude. I'm one of them. I actually, after living for 10 years in a cabin in the woods on a mountain, yeah, I enjoyed those moments when I could have that time to myself and just kind of come home and just, I don't have to talk if I don't want to. I didn't have to answer questions. I just chilled. And that is a very, very cool thing to be able to do. And still, it's important to be able to say, you know what, I think I could use some friends. I could use hanging out. And for me, you guys are a part of that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be streaming and hanging out with my friends. And together, when something comes up or somebody has a question, we all share in that. So that sense of community, it's like, I like my time of solitude now and then. Yeah. I think that, most people, if Because there are some people who are really uncomfortable with it. And my question to them is always, have you asked yourself why? What is it about that solitude? And I do have a theory on why it is for some people. Because especially when you have very strong empathic tendencies, and empathy goes way beyond emotions. It goes to actually being able to resonate at the frequency of something else, so you match it, you create a harmonic. Now, the way most people express energy is through emotion. So that's why empathy got attached to the ability to feel others' emotions as if it's your own. But the thing is, you can also transmit, which means that someone else will feel an emotion that you direct to them as if it is their own. And that goes into a whole nother place of the narcissistic empath and all of that stuff. Empaths aren't always nice. And when people have a strong empathic tendency, and especially if they don't know it, they don't know they're empathic, it can make being alone very uncomfortable, because the empath will instinctively seek resonance. And when you're alone, there's no one to resonate off of. When you're empathic, you can become what someone else needs you to be. But when you're alone, there's no one to reflect off of. And that's probably, I would guess, one of the reasons why some people are very uncomfortable being alone. It's because there's no one to focus on. There's no one to, for lack of a better term, confirm that they exist. Because one of the most important questions that, people who are empathic, who have issues, I will ask them, who are you when there's no one else there? Who are you when you're alone? When it's not someone else's feelings, their inclinations, where they're at. Who are you when there's no one else to reflect on but yourself? So it is kind of, and you can probably hear some loud chatter in the background. There's the folks who are here in the Airbnb. There's a bunch of them in there having a conversation, and it's always so fun, because then you have I'm learning all about the different accents, because New Yorkers, the state, they don't all talk alike. They have, it's like each one of the boroughs. When, if you're in Brooklyn, people are going to speak a certain way. If you're in the Bronx, if you're in Staten Island, if you're in Manhattan, it's like no matter where you are, people speak a little bit differently. And so, it really is kind of fun hearing different accents, and I'm starting to be able to, it's like, oh, that person's from the Bronx. Oh, that person's from Manhattan. Oh, that person's from Staten Island. Yes, Staten Island. Yasha! Yasha kitten. How are you, my dear? Hello there. Well, hello there to you, too. How are you doing? I hope you're walking gently with the world, and the world is walking gently with you. And if it is not, let us know how we can support you. It's because when I'm in a solitude time, I tend to introspect. Yeah. And that is something, it's funny how, some people will pay through the nose to be able to be sent out somewhere, maybe to a mountaintop, or maybe on a silent retreat or something like that. People pay big bucks to be pushed into being by themselves. And and others are like, that's the last thing they want. Jake the Snake in the house. How are you doing? I'm doing okay, and you? Well, I'm doing awesome, and except for the fact that, when I talk about some days you're the baby and some days you're the diaper, well, some days you make tea and everything's fine, and other days you make tea and the bag breaks. This is what happened when the bag breaks. So I have all kinds of stuff, and if you can see it, it's like you can tell the bag is still pouring stuff out. Well, it's crunchy. But hey, It's lemongrass tea. I mean, that's edible. Overwhelmed, unfortunately, loud day. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. What is it, the neighbors again? Oh no, it comes from feeling alone a lot when I was younger. Yeah. I mean, and sometimes it's when we're alone that we get very real with ourselves. For me, I spent 4 days on a mountain, sitting out in the wilderness by myself, no food, very little water, no fire, and I just sat there for 4 days and thought about stuff and got very real with myself. And driving across country by myself. I mean, that was like over a week that I really spent very little time interacting with anyone else. And I was having a lot of conversation with myself, including, are you out of your freaking mind? You are going across country with only a vague generalized plan, nothing specific. What are you going to do? What if the car breaks down? What if you get there and you get mugged? And I had to go, okay, brain, fear, time out. If I'm going to create a story, why not create one that makes me happy? Because I'm making it up either way. So I started telling myself a story about how by this time next year, I am going to, be the talk of the town. And I'm going to be getting me a Tony Award. And I am going to be famous and on all those Times Square marquees. And, it's going to be my name up in lights. And people are going to go, hey, aren't you? And I'm going to just smile and go, yeah. And I mean, isn't that a much better story to tell yourself? If you tell yourself, and my favorite story to tell myself is, by this time next year. Because whenever I say by this time next year, that means I've got a whole year that this could possibly happen. It's like, I'm not going to say by this time next week, because then I'm just really making it up. But if I tell myself something like, well, by this time next year, because last year, when I said by this time next year, I told myself by this time next year, I'm going to be living in New York. And I'm going to have a home. And I'm going to be doing great. And I'm going to have a job. I told myself that last year. Last October. And now we're in November. But yeah, I said by this time next year. And it happened. So never rule it out. Let's see. That and my friend said I'm a Sigma male. Wait a minute, what? What is that? Big and Wolf! Howdy! Howdy. Let's see. Hi, Big and Wolf! What is a Sigma male? I don't even know what that means. I mean, it's funny because when you said that, I immediately thought of the fraternity Phi Beta Sigma, and I was a Sigma Silhouette. That was like a support organization for that fraternity. So immediately when you said Sigma male, I immediately pictured like the guys doing their stepping routines and us doing our stepping routines and, oh yeah, Phi Beta Sigma. So actually that evoked a very happy memory for me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Well, from now on, it is a sign of power and fraternity and woo. Hey, I was pretty spry in my college years. Also, Doc, I'm sore. Just drove 16 hours to my hometown. First off, fist bump high five, fellow long day traveler. I mean, I would, there were times when I would like drive to and from San Diego in one day. San Diego is like a 7-hour drive at best, 8-hour drive with traffic. And I would drive down there for something and then drive home that same day. People are like, aren't you going to stay over? No, I'm driving home. So, but, and when you do that, Wyoming to Ohio, oh, wow. My one time in Wyoming, I went to Casper, Wyoming for a memorial service for someone. I get there, fly into the wonderful Casper International Airport that has 2 gates. 2. There's 1 gate flying in, 1 gate flying out. How it qualifies as an international airport, only because it does have a flight that flies internationally. So technically it's international, but it has literally 1 gate in and 1 gate out, and those 2 gates are like 3 feet apart. So I went to Casper, Wyoming, and I rented a car, drove to the hotel I was staying at, or the motel. Everything was fine, weather was nice. I woke up the next morning and it had snowed. And I mean, not snowed a little. I had no clue. There was no sign of snow the day before. And it was like, what happened? And I mean, it was a lot of snow. Wyoming, much respect. But, it's when you drive, like do that long drive, and especially if you're going into your hometown, I mean, to me, there's something sort of, it's like, take me home, country road, to the place I belong. It's kind of, I mean, literally, it's like a homecoming. And at the same time, you realize you're different than when you left. So that's a very cool thing. Basically, a Sigma male is someone who exists outside of social norms. I think that's a lovely thing. I think that's a compliment. I would take that as a compliment. Aiden! Aiden, how are you, my dear? What is up? What is happening? What's the buzz? We want to know. How is Aiden's world? And it's such a delight to have you here. And of course, see, Jay's not here yet. So everybody, if you have anything going on with your streams, please talk about it in the chat. We want to know what you stream, when you stream, why you stream, how you stream. Are you streaming on more than one platform? Are you working on a goal? Are you working on follower? Are you working on partner? Hashtag Pat the Partner. This old lady. Let's see. The town I'm from has less people than the town I live near in Wyoming. Oh my gosh. Small towns are the best. It's going great. Fist bump high five. My computer parts haven't arrived, so I will install them so my computer will become lightning fast. Grease lightning. Okay, flashback to, oh my gosh, what was that? Grease. The movie Grease. Song Grease Lightning. See, oh my god, Aiden, you need to get that song and play it while you're building the computer. Oh, that would be so cool. From now on, when I think of you, I think about that song. If you haven't, first off, you can ask your grandparents about the movie Grease. Grease 1, way better than Grease 2. Just saying. They should have. Why is it that so many movies screw up the sequels? Why? It's like, don't make it if you're not going to do it right. Heavy Metal 2, or actually it was like Heavy Metal 2000, sucked as far as I was concerned, because Heavy Metal 1 was like one of my all-time favorite movies with one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. Yes, tangent. Let's see. Grease 2 is trash. Pagan, fist bump, high five. Thank you. I had Grease as a VHS when I was younger, so I watched it hundreds of times. See, you need to get that Grease Lightning song, and you need to play it while you're amping up your computer. That can be your theme song. Automatic hydrovac, like Grease Lightning, yes! Oh my gosh, how can you guys be old enough to know about that movie? I swear, when did Grease come out? Somebody Google what year Grease, the original Grease 1 came out. Like I said, Grease 2, I was unimpressed. I mean, it's almost like, and this is something, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it seem in a lot of cases like 1980s, I think. I'm trying to remember. I think it came out at 1948 or something, because it looks so old. Oh, goodness. Aiden, you are so feisty. Okay, let's see. Grease movie.
I'm waiting up here all this time.
Well, excuse me. I'm streaming. You want to come say hi? You want to come say hello?
No.
Hello, guys. No, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Yo, come here.
There are people from all over the world. You can meet them. Come here. Come here. You can say. You want to say hi to the world?
No.
No, you can see. There's a camera right here. There's a microphone. You can.
No, they might think I'm gay or something.
No. Come here. Come on. You just put your hand in and say hi.
Hello.
See, look at that. See, here we've
Where
got
are the people.
Yeah, we've got people who are talking in here. Iron Eagle says hi. This is Elvis.
Hi, guys.
You know, see, this is what happened to Elvis. You all thought Elvis was dead. No, he moved to Staten Island and he opened an Airbnb. He's got the sequin jumpsuit.
And the Lord punished me because I didn't appreciate what I had, so he sent me back as a poor Puerto Rican.
Yeah, see, Pagan Wolf says howdy. Twit Aiden says good day. Fire Nutter says hi.
I didn't know. But all right, so come down when you're done.
Yes.
I'm up here. Wait, I'm starving, and I gotta eat. I could have eaten.
Well, that's what I told you.
You told me you're gonna come out. I thought you
No,
said.
I said that I was gonna live stream.
Okay.
Okay, but that was Elvis.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody says, tell him his watch looks awesome. Is that a Rolex? Damn. They think you got a Rolex.
No. Okay. Yeah, it'll be a Rolex. Bye, everyone.
Okay, he says bye. He's gonna go get something to eat.
Crazy one.
See,
With
look
the
at
hat
that.
on.
See, you are now a star.
All right, so you're gonna come.
Yes.
What should I say?
Give me 1 hour.
1 hour.
Okay.
And remember, please.
Yes.
Shall it be written and shall it be done?
Yes, exactly. And to be or not to be.
I love you so much.
Oh, he said that was unexpected. Lol. Yes, Elvis is the host of the house that I'm at, and he's an absolute sweetheart. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, I was looking up Grease. Okay, Grease movie. Okay, Grease came out in 1978. 1978 that movie came out, which means it's way older than all of you. It's not older than me, but John Travolta is so old. Oh my God, yes. Okay, fist bump, high five. If anybody remembers, what was the TV series? Don't Google it. No cheating. What TV series did John Travolta play in, and where he was, he was like, a really kind of cool guy. So who can remember what was the TV show that John Travolta showed up in? Bonus points if you can remember the name. Don't Google it. Clint Eastwood is old. Clint Eastwood is very old. He looks young. Yep. I watched it a lot with my mom and oldest sister. Hi, how do you... And, I was 2 years off. You were close. Dark Luna Nova Remix. Duck. Hey. No, he was not the Fonz. But he played in a TV series. In fact, I will pull up an image. If anybody gets it right, I will show. Let's see. Okay, bam. Images. Oh my gosh. Hey. Yes, I will. In fact, we will amp it. If someone can tell me, I will eat a bean. If someone can tell me not just the name of the TV series, like I said, don't cheat. Not just the name of the TV series, but what his character's name was. It's right there, but I can't think of the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna hum the theme song. Welcome back, Cotter. Dark Luna Nova Remix. Now, for the bean, without Googling, who remembers the name of this character? We have a bean at stake. Let's see. Doctor Who. He was the first Doctor. Oh, Aiden. Them's his fighting words. His name is Johnny Bravo. Okay. Vinny what? Vinny Vici? No. Johnny Bravo. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Johnny Bravo, William Hartnell was the first Doctor Who. And I met Tom Baker. He was my Doctor Who crush. I mean, okay, anybody who had a Doctor Who crush, he was my Doctor Who crush. And I got to meet him. Shiz, I can't remember the last name. Somebody help. And again, no cheating. Bean at stake. Let me ask my grandmother. Yeah, that would be it. Oh my goodness. But yes, John Travolta was, he actually phone a friend. 50-50. What is the 50-50? Let's see. It is. No. I'm just gonna let you guys figure this out. Can I ask the audience? Barbarino! Yes, Vinny Barbarino. Here we go. There we go. That is John Travolta as Vinny Barbarino. And he would go, what? Where? That was his catchphrase. With the leather jacket. Vinny Barbarino. And, and it's like him wearing a pompadour. I mean, this was like from Greece. But, yes. If only I had his hair. All right, the doc will bean. My grandmother's a Travolta vault of knowledge. Oh my God, does she remember when he played the boy in the plastic bubble? Oh my gosh, that was actually a really good, okay, let's see. John Travolta, boy in the plastic bubble. That was a movie about oh my gosh, yes. This was he was in he was a kid who had a condition, and so he had to stay. He had like no immune system or something, so he had to stay literally in a bubble. And, what about Fly Me to the Moon? Oh my gosh. Y'all are pulling stuff out of the archives here. I saw the remake of that movie, I think, from 1990s. Okay, so because you got Welcome Back Kotter and Vinny Barbarino, thank you, Dark Luna Nova Remix, and thank you to your grandmother. All right, so we have got either Stink Bug or Toasted Marshmallow. Stink Bug or Toasted Marshmallow. All right, how do you guys think this is going to fall? Okay. Good bean. Bean gods, I'm a nice person. I'm learning to drive a bus. Give me this one. Okay. Bean. All right. Stink Bug. Okay, we've got one vote for Stink Bug. Boy in the Plastic Bottle, based on the real boy in the plastic bottle who died at the age of 12. Really? Okay, come on. Good bean. Hold my hand. Hold it. Okay. All right. We're holding the hand. We're doing it. Ready? Stink Bug. No. Toast marshmallow. I didn't say Stink Bug. Rewrite. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's Toasted Marshmallow. Yes. I love Toasted Marshmallow. I think I need to go. It's far too noisy today to enjoy. See you later. You go rest, my dear Fire Nutter. We'll catch you next time. And I hope that you feel better, sweetie. Apparently, Cocaine Bear was a true story. It was, but it was kind of sort of based on a momentary thing. It wasn't like, Cocaine Bear that lasted all that time, because, it's like a bear eats a bunch of cocaine, and yeah, I think it died fairly quickly, but they decided to take it and run with it. Well, and for those of you who are coming in, it's like, yes, I am drinking something that looks like a swamp because my tea bag tore. You have those days where the tea bag tears and suddenly you've got your entire cup filled with stuff. Logie Frost, howdy! Well, hello. What is up? What is happening for you, my dear Loki? We've already talked about John Travolta. Oh, the movie Grease. That was actually a classic. That was one of the cooler. I mean, I can't say it's like my favorite soundtrack, or it's not, I would say it's not even in the top 5, but I would say it's probably in the top 10. Oof, teabag tears are a pain. Isn't it? Just got off work. Ha 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 ha. It's a tea subscription box. Yes, when your tea ends up looking like, and now it's collecting at the bottom. It's like, oh well. And then you end up getting like little bits and things to chew. But then it's like, it's almost like a soup. It's almost like a food when you chew part of your tea. Fly me to the moon and let me. Okay, come on. Fly me to the moon. I'm gonna guess mid-80s. Fly me to the moon. Christopher Lloyd, Fly Me to the Moon. Okay. So let's see. Doing the voice. When was that? 2008. I thought there was one that he did that was earlier than that had that name. But let's see. And he also was a singer. Let's see. My first box from Sips by Anna Fairy Tea. It was amazing. Ooh, nice. We're guessing song release dates. Well, the original, the song, the Frank Sinatra song, but there was a movie called Fly Me to the Moon that John Travolta did a voice for. But yes, the original song, Fly Me to the Moon. Bump my teeth. Okay, Fly Me to the Moon song. Frank Sinatra. Let's see. It came out in it was first recorded by Kay Ballard. None of you will remember her, but she was amazing. Let's see. In 1954, Sinatra did it in his version in 1964. So 10 years later, Frank Sinatra did his version. And oh, by the way, I was 2 years old when Frank Sinatra did that song. There you go. I was 2 years old when Frank Sinatra released Fly Me to the Moon and Let Me Play Among the Stars. Anyway, we're guessing song release dates. Yes! Oh, it's always fun to wax nostalgic. And, and you guys surprise me sometimes. You guys actually surprise me sometimes because, I'll come up with something and a few of you will actually remember it and know it. Back from dinner and playing Minecraft. Do you know how long it took me? It took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize that you use the blocks to build houses. I died every night in that game because I didn't realize that when you take down the trees and the little blocks you get are what you build your house out of. Yeah, kind of embarrassing. I decided to build something a bit bigger than usual. Ooh, do tell. Are we making a Also, the Bee Gees. Oh my God. Kay Ballard was in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Dark Luna Nova remix. Pulling up stuff from my day. Nice. Also, Roger and Hammerstein was an amazing, they made all kinds of amazing musicals. So look that up. And the Bee Gees, the one of the key figures during the disco age. You know, they did Saturday Night Fever, and you know, they were, I mean, you know, How Deep Is Your Love, the Brothers Gibb, the Bee Gees. Okay, Robin, Barry, and oh my God, what was the other brother's name? What was the other? Robin, Barry, and well, then there was Andy, but he was the younger brother. Oh, I'm blanking. Somebody tell me what the names of all the Bee Gees are. Their last name was Gibb. There was Robin Gibb. I liked Robin best. Robin, Barry, he was the oldest, and the other one, Maurice. Okay, Maurice. Yes. Let's see. Still in the process of building it, but I'm doing a dark mansion base. Nice. Are you gonna do it in the nether world? Oh my God, that would be so cool to build a dark mansion in the underworld. She played one of the stepsisters. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Oh my gosh. The movie that guys had to be reminded that Jessica Rabbit was not real. Now, granted, Kathleen Turner did an amazing job with the voice. Kathleen Turner, but oh my God, Jessica Rabbit. I literally had to remind guys that she was not real. It's like, I'm not bad. I was just drawn this way. You know, it's like, oh my gosh. Jessica Rabbit was, you know, she became that icon. And a lot of guys watched that movie just for Jessica Rabbit. I think the oldest songs I have on my playlist is either 60, oh my God, 16 tons and what do you get? Another year older and deeper in debt. Ernie Ford, yep. Or a song by Louis Armstrong. Oh, Wonderful World. My fave, Roger and Hammerstein, is Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. And The King and I, oh, shall we? Okay, if I ever do marry again, I mean if I ever do marry again, don't know if it would happen, but if I do, at the reception, we're going to play Shall We Dance, and we are going to waltz the way they did in the movie The King and I. I have always wanted to wear like one of those big ball gowns, and when, you know, it's like, shall we dance, shall we dance, shall we dance, and then they do, anybody who's seen it, and then, you know, they're doing that wonderful, you know, waltz all the way around. I ever get remarried, my man better be able to waltz, because he will be dancing that with me. You can look them up, and I'm using Sculpt, Amethyst, Pearlescent, Froglight, Warped Plank, Waxed, Oxidized Copper, Dark Oak Planks, and Deep Slate Bricks. That sounds fascinating. It's not in the neither, since it's mostly a blue theme. Ah, I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I didn't think about it though. Time Bandits. Fist bump, high five for Time Bandits. Don't touch it. It's evil. Time Bandits was a very interesting movie because I went back and watched it. You know, if you've never seen Time Bandits, it is kind of trippy, and, you know, it's weird to watch totally sober. So, you know, we used to, you know, kind of, back in the day, you know, we kind of toke up and watched Time Bandits and go, whoa. But yes, Time Bandits was a very unusual movie. It was not a children's movie. It was set up as a children's movie, but it was not. It was one of those movies that, you know, was presented as a children's movie, but when you look at it, back at it as an adult, it's like, you know, this is not something kids should be watching. Let's see. Let There Be Love by Nat King Cole. Oh, my oldest song I have on my playlist. Oh, nice. Louis Armstrong, I Think I Have Wonderful World. Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers. I mean, he had that deep voice. You know, and it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. I remember Jessica Rabbit. I was 9 or something. I got to say that the movie really confused me. It made no sense how cartoons and real people were interacting, but they did. The ending really messed me up too. Yes. Again, this was a movie that was promoted as a children's movie that wasn't a children's movie. There were some and I mean the final scene is like, oh my god, I know he was the bad guy, but that is like so graphic. Why are you showing this? So, I mean, it's like, what is this, you know, is Who Framed Roger Rabbit or animated Saw? Are you playing modded Minecraft, Fable? Come on, baby, let's do let's do the twist again, like we did last summer. Monkey Bone was another movie like Who Framed Roger Rabbit that confused me. I usually play with an Origins mod I found. Yes. But, oh, guys, see, how you guys be knowing these old songs? How are you doing? Ikikuaz. Well, welcome in. I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you're doing the same. I hope you are walking gently with the world. The world is walking gently with you. And in the question of whether, you know, because some days, you know, we're like the baby and other days we're like the diaper. I hope it is a baby day for you. And so that's such a delight to have you here. Welcome. And let's see. How are you? Ring of Fire. Oh, Johnny Cash. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. And Ring of Fire was really a great song. You know, that he sang, and yes, he was singing while I was alive. I mean, but when he sang, it was like, you know, there was something that was very intense, and he had that deep, deep voice. Yeah, my playlist is varied. It goes from Beethoven to death metal to country and everything in between. Nice. Oh, cool. Fable plays with my friend Vicky. Yay! Hey, Jay! Everybody welcome in. Jay Stunz to the stream. My OBJ Stunz Obi and all things from first-person shooters to figuring out OBS to finding love in my time at Porsche to farming like an absolute wizard in Stardew Valley to being able to create a stream that happens in 2 separate places at once. Jay Stunz, the King of New York, the reigning monarch of Staten Island, and I will hear no argument to the otherwise. And who is also my awesome podcast partner, and we are going to do more traveling. We actually did a traveling stream. We're going to be doing more of those. And you're from Russia! Ah! That is so wonderful. I've got a housemate. There's a gentleman here who's from Russia. That is so wonderful. Much love to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are a streamer, please feel free to talk about your stream in the chat. Plug your ears, Jay. And we would love to be able to know what you do, when you do, and you know, what exciting things are going on in your life. It's so fun. And well, welcome to the party, pal. Johnny Cash, yes. Or the movie Cool World, but best cartoon live action will always be The Page Master. Oh, oh my God, that's pulling one out of the vault. Correct. What's up, Iron? Rust Cage. Bladella. Doc. Hello, everybody. Welcome in Bladella95, who was last seen playing Fortnite, who is an amazing individual who has all kinds of wonderful fingernail stuff going for sale. Check out the marketplace, and who is also our queen of Girl Scout cookies. Where are you from? Well, I am streaming live from beautiful Staten Island, New York. That is so wonderful, and it's such a pleasure to meet you. Fun facts, lyrics to Ring of Fire rest on my grandfather's headstone. Really? Oh my God, that is so cool. By the way, I'm feeling stuck with the build, so I want to ask if you, Doc, have any random themes I can use. What's the first random thing that comes to mind? Possums. Dump truck. Bacon. There's always room for bacon. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Buses. Roadsters. Pickles. How's that for random things that come to mind? See, it's rough when you're old. It is like, if somebody says, it's like, oh, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Blank. We get the little hourglass that's buffering. Hurt is probably my favorite Cash song. Hello there, Jay. What's up, Yasha? Not much, Jay. Just had a busy time. Nothing much. Relaxing now. Sounds good. I even have my Army cadences. Yes, and Viking war chants on my playlist. Nice. Shanties? We must have shanties. There's got to be sea shanties. I'll break my rusty cage and run. You run! You can run. Run so far away. In Russia, we listen many American music. That is so cool. What is your favorite? What type of music do you really like? We'd love to hear. Got my new phone! Fist bump high five for a new phone. Listen to Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash. See, we love our Johnny Cash. When I'm in the car, you're a police officer. Oh my goodness. First off, thank you for your service to your community. First responder. That is wonderful. Oh, that is so awesome that when you have somebody who is a first responder, basically that means that when everybody else is running away from something, y'all are running to it, and you're the ones who keep people safe and help people to be well and to help them feel safe in their homes and safe on the streets. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much, and I'm so very proud of you for what you do. So absolutely thumbs up. Willy Wonka sounds fun. I can work with that. Oh my God, can you put Oompa Loompas in? Can you put Oompa Loompas in? Please tell me you can put Oompa Loompas in. Hey Jay, I made 10,000 socks today. The mighty Gorp! Oh, our mighty Gorp. 10,000 socks today for the party. Okay, first off, fist bump high five for 10,000 socks. That is so cool. Hey Luna, there is OFC, sea shanties, of course. I remember the old version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh my gosh, I had this huge crush on Gene Wilder because of the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When was the original? When did that come out? Original Willy Wonka. Original Willy Wonka movie. And nobody. That was in 1972. I was 10 years old when Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka, and nobody wore purple like Willy Wonka. That was, Johnny Depp did a good job, but there was something about the way that the original Willy Wonka wore the oh my gosh, yes, Willy Wonka. This was the original Willy Wonka. Gene Wilder, literally one of my favorite actors of all time. He wore purple, and it was awesome. He was, to me, the one and only Wonka. And keeping in mind, that movie was kind of messed up and really not meant for kids. Lol, I have a sea shanty on my playlist. Yes. In Moscow, we're allowed to beat people. In America, it's very different. Yes, it is. It is very different. Sometimes I forget you're streaming on 2 platforms. Yes. I got the S23 Ultra. Nice. Definitely an upgrade from what I had. Much better video quality. Yes. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. My favorite old horror movie, Nosferatu. Oh my goodness, that one is out of the archives. Okay, that one is even old for me. 1922. Oh my God, the original Nosferatu. The original. Now, that was like before my time, but and the original Dark Shadows TV series with Barnabas Collins, the vampire. Oh, fist bump, high five for anybody whose grandparents remember that TV series. That was, I mean, and later on, and I think wasn't Johnny Depp in that one too? I don't know. Somebody in the chat tell me, was Johnny Depp in the remake of Dark Shadows? I don't remember. But Dark Shadows, oh my God, that was like the creepiest TV series. And we used to watch it in black and white. And we were the first people in our neighborhood. It was funny. We were living on a base in Altus Air Force Base in Altus, Oklahoma. And we were, my dad was stationed there. And so during the time that he was actually stateside, because, he would go away and we wouldn't know where he was and all this other stuff. But he got us a color TV. And we were the first family on the block to have a color TV, which, I mean, you want to talk about something that boosts a kid's social standing. Oh, suddenly we had friends out the wazoo when our friends found out that we had a color TV. So, but the crazy thing was, we would watch Dark Shadows, and then when we saw it in color, for some reason it gave my younger brother nightmares, and then we couldn't watch it anymore. It's like, damn it! Let's see. I like the meme, "You don't say," from the Willy Wonka main character smiling. Yes. Gene Wilder is a genius. Oh my God. The first Gene Wilder movie I ever saw was Young Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. Yes, and that was from the musical Hair, which was amazing. That is also one of my favorite soundtracks. The Age of Aquarius, give me a head with hair, long, beautiful hair, shiny, gleaming, waxing, flaxen. So, yes, Hair was an amazing series. Johnny Depp, Willy Wonka. Let's see. Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, early in the morning. Put him in a boat until he's sober. Put him in a boat until he's sober. Put him in a boat until he's sober. Early in the morning. Gene Wilder was more fantastical than Johnny Depp was more goofy. Yes, Gene Wilder was also in what was it? Silver Streak. He was in Blazing Saddles. He was in, oh my gosh, what was it? There was a movie where he played a rabbi in the Old West. I can't remember that one. But, let's see. But yeah, he was in the one where he played someone who was deaf, and Richard Pryor played someone who was blind. Can't remember. Yeah. Johnny Depp played Barnabas. Yes, he did. Nosferatu was the original Dracula appearance. Yes, he was. I've watched so many Gene Wilder movies. I liked him a lot in many movies. I watched Willy Wonka for the first time. Really? And I didn't understand the appeal of the movie. I think I didn't like how everyone treated the main character, so it was weird to me. Yes. Whoever said Nosferatu was their favorite movie, they should check out Shadow of the Vampire. I've never seen Nosferatu, but I enjoyed it, yes. Hear no evil, see no evil is good. Nice. I mean, and one of the things I think that is that sort of general appeal that, when we see a movie that resonates with us so much that, kind of keeps us on the edge of our seat, that, and I mean, when you get these actors that are just so talented, it's like Robin Williams. Robin Williams played everything. I mean, he was a wonderful comedic actor, but he could play a dramatic role like nobody's business. I mean, he could pull out that heartbreaking level of drama, and he also played a serial killer. And a lot of times actors get kind of locked into one particular type, but he was able to play almost anything. And Gene Wilder was very much the same. He could definitely play serious dramatic roles, and I just Oh my God, I had the biggest crush on Gene Wilder. You know, any movie that he was in, I was like so there. Because, I mean, have you ever had, in my mind, okay, this is me, I have sort of like a mental list of people who I would love to see, like hang out with at a barbecue. And to me, it's like that's my thing. It's like, you know, if I really think a lot of like an actor or a politician or a, you know, musician or whatever, I always picture it's like, you know, that's somebody I'd like to hang out with at a barbecue. And I mean, you know, the barbecue in my mind, that is like that most real, relaxing thing. I mean, think of whoever it is that you admire most or that you would love to meet most. And I want you to picture sitting with them at a barbecue, and, you know, you're sitting at like one of those, you know, picnic tables, and you've got your barbecue stuff, and he's got his, or she's got hers, or they've got theirs. And, you know, you're just sitting across from them, and you're just talking. You know, maybe they're talking about stuff and you know, telling stories about things, but you know, maybe they're asking you, can you imagine, like, you know, your celebrity crush, or you know, somebody who you would love to meet in person, and you're just sitting across from each other, and you're just like, you know, having a burger or some grilled vegetables or whatever, and you're just talking like two friends. I think that would be absolutely awesome. At my barbecue is Gene Wilder, Sean Connery. Oh, fist bump, high five for Sean Connery. And Robin Williams. I liked Robin Williams in a serious movie, and also Jim Carrey. Oh, yes. And actually, one of my favorite Jim Carrey, and I love that you brought him up, one of my favorite movies that had Jim Carrey in it, it wasn't a comedic. It was called Doing Time on Maple Drive, and it was this small independent film, and he played, it was like sort of a portrayal of this dysfunctional family, and it was kind of about how, this typical suburban family, the typical suburban perfect family, and he was the oldest son, and he was an alcoholic. And it was always that thing of the expectations that were on him that he resented. But he played that part so amazing. When did that movie come out? Hold on. I need to check that. Doing Time on Maple Drive. That was 1992. And, it really was. And, it was such because I'm really not a huge fan of Jim Carrey's comedic roles. I mean, I know he does a really good job with it, but it always seemed kind of over the top. But watching him do roles that are like more subtle, where he really gets to dig into the depth of his dramatic acting, I'm telling you, Doing Time on Maple Drive, if you're a fan of Jim Carrey, watch that movie. It didn't have like a, it was an American made-for-TV drama. So it was never in theaters. It was made for television. See, that's back in the day when movies would be specifically made for television, and you'd have the, ABC Tuesday night of Tuesday movie of the week, or the Monday movie of the week, or whatever. Each one of the major networks would create like their movie of the week. And it was awesome. But yeah, the Butterfly. Oh, what is that Butterfly movie? Let's see. Jim Carrey. Butterfly movie. What was it? Go. Let's see. Oh, what was? I'm trying to remember what that was, but it had butterflies in the title. Yeah, because it had what was it? The with butterfly wings. Love You, Philip Morris, 14 Years of Who, The Majestic. That was a cool movie. Was it Butterflies Are Free? No. Let's see. Batman Forever, Bruce Almighty. Well, there was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I think that's what I was thinking of. But Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, that was a really cool movie too. Let's see. What was that John Wayne movie where he was hired by a kid to find a guy that killed her father? True Grit. True Grit. That was where he's like, we're burning daylight. And they actually made a TV series based on that. But yes, True Grit. My God, that was an old one. Y'all keep surprising me that you remember some of these. 1969. That was when True Grit came out. It was in 1969. I was 7. They say you should never meet your heroes. You know what? I think that's a very valid thing, or you have to be very careful about it, because in the best of circumstances, I would say meeting someone that you really admire, you have to allow them their humanity. And when we kind of have an image of someone that's based on like either a part they play or kind of get the person crossed over with someone or what they're accustomed to being, their public persona. And I think that it can be very cool as long as when you go into it you realize that you don't really know them. You have the vision of them. And let's see. Let's see. True Grit. Yep, 1969. I was 7. Doc, how old is the first Indiana Jones movie? Cosmic Shade, my lovely little nebula. Hey, Doc, hope you're well. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, exactly. Also, room number 23. The Butterfly Effect was Ashton Kutcher. Ah, right then. 1981, I believe, Eagle. Took an online IQ test, got an IQ of 123. Nice! Was hoping for a bit higher, but seems accurate. I thought it was 1960. Hi, beautiful lady. Charmarsh! My pony princess combined with bad-butted warrior queen. Charmarsh. Y'all definitely go check Charmarsh out. Jay, could you do a shout-out for Charmarsh, please? Day of the Triffids, that scared me. Day of the Triffids was a creepy, and see, I saw these movies in black and white. So Day of the Triffids, and that was like La Bamba, Stand and Deliver, and The Outsiders. Those were amazing. Mars Attacks. The OG War of the Worlds. Yes. There's another movie that was good yet very underrated. That's Deuces Wild. Oh my gosh, as far as like a lovey-dovey movie, I always like music and lyrics. Oh my goodness. Hope you had a good Halloween. Yes. I had a very quiet Halloween, but yeah, it was cool. Anyway, let's see. Jay must have stepped away. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, you did it. Anyway, Day of the Triffids was, and to me the scariest thing about that was the fact that, okay, Day of the Triffids was this story about, first there was this meteor shower, and everybody was like, oh, the meteor shower, and there was this one guy who had had eye surgery, and so his eyes were bandaged and he couldn't watch it, and everybody's talking about this meteor shower and he wished he could see it. Well, it turned out the meteor shower not only made everybody blind, but the meteors were like actually the seeds of these man-eating plants, and the Triffids were coming in and attacking everybody. And to me, it was like absolutely crazy that all of a sudden it's like everybody's blind, you're the only one that can see, and you have to protect everybody. That freaked me out. I was answering the Indiana Jones question, Eagle. Yes. And Nameless Family, fam. I love The Day After Tomorrow. I never saw that one. I never saw Day After Tomorrow. How old is The Day of the Triffids? The Day of the Triffids. Oh my God. Day of the Triffids. Day of the Triffids came out in, let's see, it was in 1951. Video of the Day of the Triffids. 1963. Okay, it was written in 1951, but I was 1 year old when that came out, so I watched it on television. But yeah, can we all agree the best movie ever is The Green Mile? Ooh, well, okay. Best movie ever. That's a tough one. You've got some pretty stiff competition there. I mean, I would say it's probably one of the best, like, intensely dramatic films. But, best movie ever? Oh, I don't know if I could go with you on that, because there have been some amazing... I mean, if you want something that will literally have you, wanting to squeeze your own heart, the movie Sounder. Sounder was an amazing movie. I mean, it's sort of kind of like a black version of Old Yeller. And we, if you haven't seen Old Yeller, don't unless you have tissues. Oh my gosh. It's like, there have been so many amazing movies. Just wanted to share my news. Is my auntie is home. Will DM you with more details. I'm struggling now. Oh, what's going on? DM away, my dear. Yeah, let me know. DM me, and you can put it into the Discord. Let's see. Nope, remixed. Hey, Doc, I'm so fine. Mr. Harmless! Yay! Hello, my dear. Day of the Triffids is a 1951 post-apocalyptic novel. Yeah. It's really good. Yay! River Wild is good with Meryl Streep. Oh, my gosh. I mean, it's like, when you think about some of the musicals that are out there and some of the, it is just amazing when, you think about like some of these best, it's like, the best comedic movie and, the best fantasy movie and the best, heartbreak movie, the best, standing up and cheering movie. People actually cheered in the movie theater during The Day After Tomorrow because there's a part where Dennis Quaid knocks snow off of a highway sign and it says Staten Island. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, I'm gonna have to go watch that. I'm smelling me some cornbread. Mighty Gorp. Oh. Fist bump, high five, twinsies. See, and I will tell you, I used to be able to make a mean cornbread. I made some awesome cornbread. But, oh my God. Okay, so back in the day, when there wasn't a lot of money, my mom would make cornbread and get buttermilk. And I know it sounds really weird. Cornbread and buttermilk is like one of the most amazing tastes. It is, to me, cornbread and buttermilk is like a great big warm hug. You got that, because the cornbread kind of tempers down the buttermilk, so you get that little bit of a ting that you get from the buttermilk. But the cornbread, oh my God, I want some cornbread and buttermilk so bad right now. Oh, Gorp, you just sent me in a full-blown food obsession right at this moment. I've got to tell you something. It's bad. I believe it's important to talk about. Well, I tell you what. You can put it in Discord. You can and then we can go over it. Hold on. Talk with yourselves for just a second. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just getting my teeth. The other one. No. Cosmic Shade, do not apologize. I mean, when we're in situations, especially in situations of being a caregiver, and that can be hard under the best of circumstances. But there are times when we're a caregiver and the person, I mean, and quite honestly, a lot of people, when they go into fear or a traumatic experience, they turn mean. I mean, I was a caregiver for my mother, and I hold the memory of my mother very dearly. And there were times, when she was going, but she basically, I mean, she had a brain tumor. And sometimes it would make her so mean, and I was doing so much. I was being there for her almost 24/7, round the clock, taking care of her, being there for her, making sure she was okay, day in, day out. And then she would turn on me, and I was like, excuse me? I mean, and it hurts. And so I totally get it, and, it really is. And my heart goes out to you, sweetie, and I'm very proud of you for doing all you're doing. And yes, sometimes when that happens, we need to call in somebody else and say, hey, can you deal with her for a little bit, because I need a break. And having a break during times like that is a very, very, very important thing, because, and what you are feeling is 100% valid. There is absolutely nothing wrong with what you're feeling, because I get it. I absolutely get it. And while I don't know your exact situation, I've walked a similar path. So, it's really important for you to be able to get that time to step away, because, when you're in that situation, it's all on you and it's breaking your heart, and you just want to either yell at them or scream or cry, and you're exhausted and you're grieving what's going on. You don't just grieve when somebody passes, when an intense situation, and especially when it's prolonged. It's not like an instant thing. It's like, oh my God, day in, day out. So what you're feeling is perfectly understandable and perfectly appropriate and very, very normal. So, I hope that you can be able to get somebody who, even if they can, watch her for, just a few hours, being able to get away from that and go and breathe. I used to go and watch Lord of the Rings. And I was a full-time caregiver for my mom, for my mother-in-law, for my niece and nephew, who my mom was taking care of after my sister passed, her children, and for my kids, and for my husband. So what I did ultimately was I decided that I was going to claim, and it was like Lord of the Rings, which, excellent movie. I would go, and there was a theater in the town that would do like an afternoon where like $5 Tuesday. So I would go every Tuesday, and I would sit in the theater, and there were like maybe one or two other people. It was past like the early part of it. But I would go and sit in that theater. I would turn off my phone, and I gave myself the duration of that movie for me. And it was amazing how much it helped. So I hope you can find that too. Let's see, I dread to think how old War of the World is. You mean the original one? I think that was from somebody look up War of the World. Marley and Me. Oh my God, do not watch it without tissues. Bridges of Madison County made me feel as if my heart was broken. It's so sad. The book War of the Worlds was written in 1985. Matthew 072007. Hello. Well, hello, my dear. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome in. If you guys are streamers, and all of you who are coming in to stream, please, 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 it's okay to talk about it. I know in most streams it's like, no, but here it's okay, because I think everybody who streams should be proud of themselves. And if you stream, it doesn't matter how big or small your stream is, That's something that you should be able to brag about and talk about. And this is a place where you can, pat yourself on the back. Or if you're feeling a lot of pressure and maybe you're thinking about stopping streaming, we can talk about that too. We can encourage you. Oh, the Lassie movies. It might make you cry because it doesn't me and they didn't know the people, but I feel so bad for my friend. Well, that's okay, sweetie. It's all right. And that's the thing, is that sometimes, it's hard to think about. Well, my dear, it is. At my age, there's been a lot. And I've held spaces for a lot of things. And I honestly believe that even in those bad, hard things, there is a gift in it. There's something that shines. And for the people going through it, I'm so sorry they're going through it. And at the same time, I know it's making them more. So if you want to talk about it, it's hard to think about. Well, like I said, you can send it to me in a message if you want, and then we can kind of address it. Let's see. Who remembers James and the Giant Peach? Oh my God. For the longest time, it was a fever dream. White Night Wendigo. Hey, I remember James and the Giant Peach. I loved that movie as a kid. I'll have to try this cornbread and buttermilk. Gorp. Give it a shot. And what you want to do is you want to put just enough buttermilk in order to make it almost like a very thick pudding. So, almost like an oatmeal type of consistency, like, the kind of the thick where you can scoop out some and it just, where you can eat it with a fork. But, oh my gosh, cornbread and buttermilk's amazing. Hey, Doc, happy Wednesday. Beautiful soul. Takes a beautiful soul to know a beautiful soul. I hope the day has treated you kindly. It has. I'm learning to drive a bus. James and the Giant Peach and Cats Don't Dance. Oh my God. Were the only two movies I felt like were a fever dream. I'm so hurt and frustrated now, and I wonder why I bother. That is a perfectly reasonable thing. I've made the decision I'm only going to be here 3 days a week. Good for you. Which is what is normal. Then if they really need me, they can call the rest of the week. Exactly. Sunday night, my friend had called and, on the phone with them, and then his last mom called the same person and hangs herself on the phone. Wow. I don't know why it hurts me so much. Well, anytime, and I'm very sorry for the loss of your friend, and, because there's kind of a ripple effect to that. When people make a choice to find or seek a permanent solution to a temporary problem, it can be really hard because it leads to a lot of questions. And one of the reasons is because there's almost no way to get closure around it. You can't make it make sense. You can't say, wasn't there any other thing you could have chosen? And I've known a lot of people who have made that choice. And it is a thing where, you feel for the family, you feel for everybody around them. It's like, wasn't there anyone that this person could have talked to? Why didn't they let anybody else in? And, and it's just everybody does what they feel is the best thing they know to do at any given moment. And it does hurt because it feels futile. Good day, Pookie. You know what, Genghis? I haven't heard the phrase Pookie. That is like straight out of the 80s. We used to call each other Pookie back in the 80s. Genghis, fist bump, high five. That is so cool. You look great for your age. Well, Genghis, thank you so much. Make an old lady blush. I watched James and the Giant Peach. Yes! I've worked it out, and apart from my long weekend away eating enough food for a month, the current situation has been going on since the 27th of July. Oh my God. And I've only really had the odd weekend off here and there. I'm done. Good. To my knowledge, they didn't have a dad. Yeah. There can be a lot of pieces, and there's an instinct to kind of try to make it make sense. And the tricky part is to accept that it never will. There will never be an explanation. There will never be a true reason for it. And that was just something inside that person. And And, it's rough. I got to go by, see, I don't know if anyone knows what his mom did last night yet. Oh, well, wishing the best for all of them and for you too, sweetie, because being a part of that, even just knowing about it, creates an effect and it creates an impact. And you go get some rest, sweetheart, and take care. Know that we're here for you, and it's going to be all right. It's going to be different. It will never be the same, but you're going to be okay. We'll move forward, and we're going to help you. We got you. So, I have church. You know what? Blessings to you. And, honestly, I personally believe someone's listening. So I'll put out a special thought and a special prayer for you and everybody involved. So, yes, Cosmic, my lovely Nebula, it sounds like you have an amazing solution. I'm very, very, very proud of you for being able to set boundaries. And that's the thing. That's the empowering part. And sometimes we do have to be pushed past the point of tolerance for us to actually step up and make a boundary and for us to do something, because honestly, if we're comfortable, we are not motivated to take assertive action for ourselves. If everything's going fine, we don't feel that inclination to go, oh, you know what? The heck no, I'm planting my flag here. The heck no. The heck I will. So when we reach that point where somebody is pushed so far into our personal space in a way that we don't agree with, that's when that little fire kicks up inside of us saying, no, we're not doing this anymore. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing to kind of reach that point, because that's where we show our strength. That's where we recognize that it's like, no, I don't have to take this. As Cartman said, screw you guys, I'm going home. Yes, there is wisdom in Cartman. And being able to know when to pull out your inner Cartman, that's important, because it's very important to be able to say, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this nonsense. And it's not like you're walking away totally. You are setting boundaries and saying, okay, this is what I can supply. Told my cousin how I felt, and he agrees with me. I need my life back, so going to do this week and next week, then back to my normal, because I'm so tired of everything. Good. Plus, I don't want to be an enabler of laziness. Ding, ding, ding. Wonderful. Very proud of you. And it does. It is not easy to really set boundaries sometimes, especially with someone. It's like, and then we start making excuses. It's like, well, but they're sick, or they're this, or they're that, or they're old, or they're young, or whatever. No, everybody gets boundaries. My fragile, tender little mind has been negatively influenced by your South Park reference. It's so hard with family, isn't it? It is absolutely hard with that. And my wonderful Gorp, my amazing Gorp, who, I do not buy the fragile anything. That is, no, I'm not buying it. There is nothing, and you're delightful and you're adorable, but fragile and tender, no, you are feisty. I like that in you. You're a feisty one. But yes, it is hard with family. See, Gorb, I see you. I see that inner Cartman. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Do not change a hair for me, not if you care for me. And on that note, we are going to call it an evening, because I have to go meet with my with the host of the Airbnb I'm staying at, and we're going to have some stuff that we're going to talk about. So I promised him that I would be finished by 7. And I am a boomer of my word. But we will be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, on both Twitch and Kick. And we are having fun. I think elves make my computer work, but yay! I need to go back to normal. I have a kitchen to decorate for my mother. It's been on hold for over 3 months. Get to that. Another excellent stream. Thank you. Thank you for helping to make it an excellent stream, my dear Gorp. It is always such a delight to have our wonderful Kick friends and Genghis welcome in. And like I said, y'all, please make sure that, it's okay to self-promote. It's all right. You can, we've got the Discord. We've got all kinds of stuff. So, it's all right. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. And, right, catch you another time, Doc. Much love, my lovely little Nebula. And everybody, please take care. Like I said, we will be back tomorrow again, and it will be Think About It Thursday. So we are going to be seeing where our thoughts are taking us. And what else? Boomer blank. I'm buffering. If you are coming from the Kickverse, and welcome. If you think this is cool, please drop a follow over on Kick. I'm working on getting to my 75 and getting my affiliate ship, so yay! And the Kickverse is a wonderful, amazing, kind of a wild, wild west, but there's a lot of really nice people there too, so go check it out. And for everybody on Twitch, and also thank you so much to everybody who is, supporting the stream through, let's see, and hydrate. Oh, we did the hydrate. Supporting the stream through, bits and subs and all that kind of stuff, because it's bringing me closer to my dream and my goal of being a full-time streamer and being able to support myself in that way. Yay! So, in the meantime, and until tomorrow, please remember that you've got this. You are so strong, you are so capable, and might I say, looking good. Please remember that while you've got this and whatever that this is in your life, whatever challenge is in your life, you've got this. And while you've got this, we've got you. So together, we've got this. And please remember that you are the only you in all the universe. You're the only you that's ever been and the only you that will ever be. And what that does is it makes you special. It makes you sacred, and most of all, it makes you necessary. Because, as the only you in all of the universe wouldn't be the same or complete without you. So, everyone, have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Please walk gently with the world. Allow the world to walk gently with you. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings. From my heart to yours. So, have a good day, learn something new. I'm proud of you. And I love you. Alrighty, we are going to pull the love train, Doc's love train, out of the station, out of the Twitch station, out of the Kick station, but we will be pulling back into the same stations tomorrow. So, until then, bye! Woo woo!